I started writing sort of short stories. I had a little competition going with my cousin, so I never ever thought about the crime stories at that point. That was something that came much later, when I started reading Agatha Christie, and that sort of gave me the interest for the crime story writing. I think I really liked that the plot building, and she was such a master with it. So my first book is actually not a crime story. It's sort of about a relationship, a divorce, and a motherhood, and so no, it was not my first interest. And in Zangvogel there is this girl. She's a singer, and she's found killed in the middle of Århus in a park, which actually used to be a cemetery. And the weird thing is that all her bones is practically broken in her body. So it looks like she jumped out from something really, really high and committed suicide. But there is no high building around, and it's really hard to place the body in that park. So they don't really understand why she ended up there. And then they start going into investigate the whole case, and find out that she had been suffering from some really, really bad nightmares, and that she had been paranoid, and they start thinking that maybe she was again maybe sort of psychotic and killed herself, but there was some other reason for that. I use myself a lot, and my protagonist is he's a very melancholic type, so I can use myself, you know, the more darker side of myself. I can use them in the book. The darker side of both me and life is something I use when I write. I actually write maybe the best when I have it the worst, so I should not be too well. No, I don't feel part of that Scandinavian school, because they are a lot more socio-realistic, I think you call it. Or, you know, they are a lot more political than I am. And I think I'm more inspired by the British tradition, and lately maybe also more American crime writing, like Karen Slaughter and the whole serial killer trip that's going on right now. But I do like the Scandinavian tradition. It's just not. I just don't feel like I had it in my blood. A lot of these Danish crime writers, they have read Sjöwall and Wahlöö from when they were really young, and that has been their basis. Whereas I had read Agatha Christie, and that was sort of my basis. So it's yeah, two different things. At that time, when I was starting the book, I was very interested in genocide and the civil war in Croatia, or the former Yugoslavia at that point. And so I sort of thought, okay, if he's half Croatian, then I have an excuse to research more into the whole thing. And use some of the stories that I had been reading about. I could use them in the book, and they come here and there in the series. You learn a little more about his background, and there's also some family stories that comes up here and there in the books. So that's why it's sort of a little coincidence,